Well, welcome back to Cyprus Sports Weekly. I'm Jeff Russell together with my co-host, Mark Slevcove. Today we'll get an update on our winter season sports, talk a little bit with Cypress alumni and current Buffalo Bills lineman Jameel Douglas. And in the weeks to come, we'll be checking in with our winter sports. We'll be talking to coaches. We'll be talking to players. And we'll have a few extra special guests coming up in the weeks. But for now, Coach Slevcove, what's going on this week in sports?
Yep, our sports teams have been busy. Boys basketball off to a little bit of a rough start, but we know they will get going. They're 2-5 on the season so far. Got 2 wins last week in their tournament. Tuesday night they played Sonora at Cypress High, and then they get the special trip to Staples Center to play in a game and matinee, and that's always a fun time for all the kids there. Girls basketball team's off to a good start. They're 6-2. Orange County Registers got them at number 22 in the county, and they took 3rd place in the Valley Christian tournament last week. Boys soccer took on Ocean View last week, scored a bunch of goals against Ocean View and got the W. This week, they step up the competition some with games against Milliken and the Friars over at Servite. Girls soccer, we know they always play a very tough schedule. A lot of Division I teams, and we're right on the cusp of Division I, Division II. Took 2 close losses against Milliken and Troy. We're playing well, just haven't put the ball in the goal yet. And this week we got University and Los Alamitos on Friday. Girls water polo 2-2 in the El Dorado tournament last weekend. Layla Agusa continues her great play, 2-time league MVP, leading our team with 14 goals already. Coaches pointed out Brooke Buchelman, Sarah Vaca, been shoring up the defense. And then our wrestling team. These guys, man, they're out competing each and every week in these tournaments, long days, Fridays and Saturdays. Jimmy Romero, Dylan Stark off to great starts. Jimmy's 15-1, Dylan's 14-2, and they both took first place at the GAR duels and the Downey duels. So they got a couple championships under their belt.
Very cool. Staples Center. I don't know what you're talking about. Didn't we change that name?
Right. Crypto.com arena.
Yeah. Crypto arena, something or other. Crazy. But that's a great thing for the fellas. I remember we played at the Anaheim Convention Center at one point in time, and that was exciting. Staples Center got to be a lot better for them. So really cool atmosphere for those guys. Girls basketball getting off to a good start. And like you said, girls soccer always going to play like the top schedule. And I'm sure they're going to do fine. So look forward to seeing those teams play, and look forward to seeing everybody out there. All right. Well, today we'd like to welcome Cypress alumni, current NFL player Jamil Douglas to the program. Jamil, how's everything?
Everything's great. Happy to see you guys. It's been a long time since I've seen you guys, so it's good to catch up with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Talk about a long time. You have a family now, a wife, a little daughter. How's that being a dad?
Man, it's cool. It's the best part of my day, honestly. Obviously we know the league is a high stress occupation. So like when you get to come home and your daughter's smiling regardless of what type of day you had at work, it kind of puts things in perspective, and it's a good reset to come home to.
That is so cool. Well, Jamil, at 29 years old now, that baffles me. You're going to be 30 in February. I can't believe that. It seems like yesterday you were here. You're one of 4 players from Cyprus that's been drafted by the NFL. So now you're considered like a veteran, right? That's crazy. Drafted in 2015 in the 4th round. Great career at Arizona State. You've been with 6 teams, including the Super Bowl with New England.
Mm-hmm.
What team situation or experience has kind of been the best so far in your career?
I would say when I was able to sign with the Tennessee Titans, that was a place that I really got to kind of recreate myself as a player and kind of reinvent, some of the things that I wasn't so good at in my prior years. So I would say Tennessee is a place that I really started to get a grasp of what type of player I was. And, just being there 3 years, it was just a place that, I settled down with a little bit. And, we obviously had a good run and going to the AFC Championship. And then you got guys like Derrick Henry who had big years, and it was special to be a part of. So I would definitely say the Titans was a place that I cherished a lot.
Yeah, you've been in the league, a lot of experiences, a lot of different teams. Maybe you know it all now. You've been in the league and been a pro for a long time, but that's probably not true. You still probably got a lot to learn. But who have you learned from the most since becoming a professional?
I've learned from a lot of guys. Obviously, being on 6 different teams, you kind of get to pick a lot of guys' brains, and that's something that I've kind of done throughout my time in the league, and it's helped me get better. I would say guys like Billy Turner, a good friend of mine, was one of my groomsmen. He's the right tackle for the Packers. Ben Jones, a center from Tennessee Titans, taught me a lot. And then also just having some good coaches throughout the years, whether it's been in college or the NFL, just to see how a lot of different people's minds work together and how everyone processes information differently has helped me a lot.
Well, you're considered a versatile lineman with the ability to play guard, center.
Right.
I know now focusing probably more on one. Do you like one more than the other?
It's crazy because I never played center until I got to the NFL. So it was something that was completely new to me my rookie year, and kind of got thrown into a situation where I was basically forced to learn it. And over the course of the years, I've kind of teetered back and forth with whether I like playing guard or center better. I think in my heart I want to say guard, just because I've spent a lot of time there this year. But I've grown to like center over the course of the years. And like I said, it was something that was new to me when I got in the league. And at first I didn't like it, but, now it's fun to kind of, be in charge of setting the table for the offensive line and, having that weight on your shoulders of, everyone's depending on you to make the call and get guys on the right page. That's like a fun task. You got to take a lot of pride in it.
Do you miss out on the high school days of being a tight end or being in the backfield as a running back or anything?
Yeah, I do sometimes, until you see the beating that some of these running backs take. And these tight ends in the league are special. They're different type of athletes. I do sometimes. I always brag about me scoring 1 touchdown my senior year. So I always talk to guys about that.
You got me, Coach Russell, on that versatility, man. He's tight end in high school, playing some hoops in high school. He did a lot for us back in the day with the Centurions. Jamil, how do you prepare and approach each day in the NFL and in this long season?
I've grown over the years. As I've gotten older, I've learned to, up my mental process. Obviously, I have a team that I work with as far as getting me ready throughout the week, from a visualization standpoint, and just also, I don't think a lot of people know, just like positive thoughts throughout the week about your preparation and your performance, not really second guessing yourself. And I've learned to take an advantage of practice, of not just going to practice, but having like a deliberate practice plan before I step on the field every day. What am I trying to get better at? What did I not do well last week that could get me in trouble this week that a guy is studying? And that's really where I've probably grown the most, is having a deliberate practice plan. And then, like I said, the mental part of it, of, keeping your mind at an even keel pace throughout the season, because the season is so long and there's so many ups and downs. That's been huge for me.
Yeah, those ups and downs through the season happen throughout a career. What is that toughest part of playing in the NFL, and then what is the best part about it?
I think the toughest part, growing up, it's when you get into a sport, you don't realize that eventually, if you make it to the professional level, that it's a business. And that's a hard thing that a lot of guys have. They have a hard time grasping that these teams are looking to get better and younger every year. So I think the expectancy in the NFL for guys is 3 years. And a lot of guys, don't see 3 years. So for me to be in my 7th year, I'm glad I was able to grasp the concept of, it's a production-based business. Nobody owes you anything. It doesn't matter what you did in college, what you did, 3 weeks ago. You got to come out and prove it every day.
That's pretty amazing. A testament to your versatility, a testament to your work ethic, outlasting so many guys in the NFL. That is really awesome. And you're a Super Bowl champion with the Patriots a couple of years ago. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
From all your years playing, what makes a great team, or what's the difference between that winning team getting over the hump and an average team in the NFL?
I think it's leadership, honestly. And when I say leadership, a lot of people think I'm talking like coaches. I think player leadership is probably the biggest thing. How respected are your leaders in your locker room? When someone says something, are guys, looking out the side of their eye, or are they tuned into these guys that are seen as the veteran leadership? Being on that Super Bowl team with New England, a lot of times I just watched the way that Tom interacted with guys, Julian Edelman interacted with guys, and even, on the different side of the ball, Tom talking to the defense or Julian talking to the defense, like you could just see that there was a respect factor there. And then obviously, Bill Belichick is Bill Belichick. So I think leadership is probably the biggest thing, if I could say something.
Yeah, you mentioned Belichick. Is he crazy, or is he just a crazy genius?
Man, Belichick he's a football coach. He is, and a lot of these football coaches, they live, eat, and sleep football. And, a lot of the players do as well, but people don't understand how long those coaches spend putting together these game plans. Like, there's coaches that sleep in that building sometimes. So, Belichick's been doing it forever. He's one of the greatest ever, if not the greatest, is debatable. And it's just, you got to respect the guy. He knows what he's talking about. I mean, what can you tell a guy that has won as many as he has? Like, he obviously is doing something right.
Well, Jamil, if you could go back to your high school self, take yourself back to high school, and you could give your high school self, knowing what you know now, some advice, what would it be, and what would you stress as the most important thing?
I would probably tell myself, that's a good question. I would probably tell myself to, how do I say it? I would say, go at my own pace. Over the course of the years, when you play in college football and you make it to the NFL, there's a lot of guys that you kind of compare yourself to. Well, if this guy's doing this, I should be doing that. And really, it's about yourself and when the time is right. How you go about your preparation. I think when I switched up my mindset to deliberate practice and mental prep, I think that's when I started to get better as a player, and I started to notice the way that, I was playing was faster, it was sharper, and, I was doing my part on the field. So I would say to go at my own pace. And like I said, the mental aspect is so huge to me because it's helped me a lot.
All right. Well, this is the fun time. There's some rapid fire questions for you.
Yeah.
Don't spend a lot of time, thinking about it. Whatever comes to your mind, kind of just go. They're not anything hard or anything, just some fun stuff. So,
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. What was your favorite restaurant back in Cyprus?
Albert Tacos.
Nice. How long has it been since you've been back to Albert Tacos?
Man, it's probably been about 4 years since I've been back to Albert Tacos.
Got to make a trip.
Yeah, I got to come back for sure.
You have a degree in criminal justice and criminology. Any chance of seeing you in law enforcement later in life, like Shaq?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. The crazy part is I know you said don't spend a long time, but the crazy part is like your interests change as you go throughout. You know, when I was in college, I was so interested to learn about how the law worked and the ins and outs of it because I just didn't know. But nowadays I'm like, man, I wanted to be an FBI agent. That's what I wanted to be, but I just don't think that's for me.
What's it like running out of the tunnel on a Sunday?
Oh man, that's the best feeling. I think I like being away more than I like being home when you're running out of a tunnel, because it's a different type of feeling when you're on the road in a hostile environment and they announce the team and there's 70,000 people just booing you. Like it just brings something else. It brings your competitive edge out. Obviously, you love playing at home, but it's just different on the road because the guys band together differently.
How much different was Super Bowl Sunday?
Super Bowl Sunday was crazy. Super Bowl Sunday was crazy. One of the craziest atmospheres I've ever seen. And just the way that we won that game, it was, arguably one of the greatest comebacks ever. But that was a surreal experience.
What's the loudest stadium you've ever played at?
That's tough. There's a lot of loud stadiums. I would say 2 years ago, 2019, we played Cleveland at home for the season opener, and it was rocking there. Mariota was trying to give us the play in the huddle, and we couldn't even hear him in the huddle. So I would say Cleveland or Kansas City.
Who's the toughest player you've ever had to block?
I would say Calais Campbell, just because of how long he is, but also how powerful he is. He has a special skill set, and he's been in the league and been doing it forever. So guys like that, they're playing chess with you the whole game.
So you've obviously experienced the cold in Buffalo. What's the coldest game you remember being involved in?
Coldest game was the AFC Championship 2019 in Tennessee, or in Kansas City when I was in Tennessee. And I think it was 4 degrees. It got to 4 degrees before kickoff. It was chilly. It was chilly for sure. I'm a Southern California kid, so went to Arizona State, drafted to the Dolphins, and then I've just been in this cold weather ever since. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, with that answer, then this is a perfect question. So given you're from California, Arizona, and then went to Florida, are you a sleeve guy or a no sleeve guy during the cold?
You know what? It's this whole they got this whole thing that if you wear sleeves as an old lineman, you're not tough. But I'm just like, I don't want to hear it. Like I know I'm tough in my heart, so I've grown to like the sleeves more so than being sleeveless these days.
I love it. That's because you're getting old. See?
Exactly, man. I got to warm up somehow.
Well, you kind of mentioned this, but do you have dreams of scoring a touchdown somehow?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't play tackle anymore. We got a lot of tackle eligible plays, so I can dream as long as I want. I don't know if it's ever going to happen because I don't plan on playing tackle anytime soon, but it would be cool, especially in the NFL. You score a touchdown in the NFL, it's just a great moment.
So if it ever happens, do you have a dance ready? Can we see what you got? Like,
I don't have a dance, but I'll probably launch the ball into the stands or something like that.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks again, Jamil. I appreciate you being here, being our special guest, and being a part of the show.
Of course, I appreciate you guys having me.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jamil. Great job.
Thanks.
Well, hey, everybody. We look forward to seeing you all next week when we do our next show. We'll be out on the fields, being a part of the action, seeing the games, and we hope to see all of you out there as well. Thanks again for watching.